I don't clean, but let me.
Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
You're welcome to another episode of the Culture Talk Show. With me, I have a wonderful guest, Veronica Modieleng. No, that's so disrespectful. Sis Vee, Auntie V. She is an entrepreneur. She is the owner of Veronica Enterprise, and of course, she's a mother. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me on set.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
So from our intro video, you could see a world of a lady who doesn't do the cleaning, who doesn't do the cooking, and that's me, and her who does the cleaning and who does the cooking. And that has been a clear distance between the ladies or the women of this world and the mothers, or no, not mothers, ladies from back in the days. Can you explain to us what is the difference? What was it like being a young girl back in the days? What did you have to look up to in becoming a woman? And in these days, like, what are you expected to do that defines you as a woman?
You know what is funny is that you grow up as a young woman where you are taught that you need to be tidy, you need to know how to cook, because when your husband is there, you need to make sure that your house is clean and your husband is fed, because the only way to a man's heart is through his stomach. But with me now, that's not the reality, because my partner would just tell me, like, you don't have to cook if you don't want to cook. But it doesn't mean that I don't like it when you cook, or when you clean, or when you take care of us. You know, it's depends on who you meet, who becomes your life partner, who becomes the person that you share everyday life with. So with me, I grew up with that person who's been strict. My grandmother is the one who raised me. So she raised me knowing that this person needs to be a perfect wife, but in all, there's no perfect wife. We are not all perfect. We all have our own ups and downs, our moods, our culture that is different to the other person that you're going to meet. So it's really just being a well-disciplined person.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So if to pinpoint on one of the things that you said, it seems that we were raised for the husband.
Yes.
We were raised for this unknown person.
Yes.
And in this world, we don't want to be raised for the guy. So what is it like to be raised in this world that you are not being raised for a guy? It's like you said, learning to be disciplined, cleaning, and then it comes to career, which wasn't such a big deal back in the days.
Yes.
So please shed a little bit light on that.
It's quite challenging now. I'm not against, hear me right, I'm not against taking a girl child to work, empower women. I'm all that. But let's also understand this woman that you are raising to be a career woman and a strong woman, and the boy child is just raised normally without being prepared to handle this woman that is powerful, this woman that has his own world. She knows how to stand for herself, she knows how to speak up for herself, and then he meets a guy who, when she stands up for herself, feels like his ego is being bruised or the woman is being disrespectful. So in this modern day, what I would literally say is that let's prepare them both. Let's equip them both to know how to coexist with each other, to know how to handle the other one's strong efforts or strong features of, oh, my woman can speak her mind at any time, my woman can just pull up a presentation and I'm not good in pulling up a presentation, or my woman is a better career woman than I am, you know, or I'm a better career man than I am, and then my woman needs to know, say, in my circle, this is how you behave. You can behave in a certain way in your circle, but in my circle, this is how you behave. So we need to find a common ground where we groom both these kids growing up to be able to coexist with each other, because if they don't coexist with each other, this one is stronger than this one, and this one has been raised to be a man. No, the man should provide, the man should do this, the man should do that, and you find a woman that I can provide. Oh, I don't need your money, I don't need this, and then the guy becomes like, what kind of a woman is this? They become shocked and surprised. That's when you end up with gender-based violence, because the man feels this woman does not respect him. So the only way to show him respect is to beat him or abuse or make her feel inferior. You find a lot of women out there looking powerful and strong, but in the background, in the house, they're actually living in fear. They're just not happy.
Trying to live past the day.
Yeah, trying to live by the master and serve the master.
And that is a little bit disturbing.
It is a little bit disturbing, because it's not even a little bit disturbing. It's disturbing. It's just extremely disturbing, because if you visit them and you see the signs of uncomfortableness of these people, how they're living, it becomes really like, okay, what's going on here? I thought so and so and so is this strong, powerful woman, and yet in the back you're like, okay, you read the signs of that, but it happens with a lot of people, very, very powerful people, and some of them they don't want to come out, some of them they do come out, which is good. So it's best if we, from the beginning, from the get-go, let's equalize these people, because we are saying 50-50. So you can't expect to do 50-50 with a woman that is much, much stronger than a man.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, let's talk about a woman, a girl child growing up and diving into academics.
Yes.
What's your take on that? Does that makes us, apart from the whole ideal of makes us stronger, or that helps us to grow? Like, what is the importance of academic for a young girl?
It's really, really important, because lately in this day and age, marriages last for a year, marriages last for 5 months, marriages last for even a day, even 7 days. You understand? A lot of marriage lasted. I'm not sorry to laugh, but yeah, it was just quick. But I'm glad that they worked out things with the husband just to get it out of the way. But it's an example of things can happen. You can be happy with somebody today, and then the next day you feel like I made a huge mistake. Yeah. So at least if you're a career woman, you know how to stand for yourself. You won't have to stay in a relationship for the fact of provision or for the fact of security, but you know with your education you have something to fall back on. Even if we put a relationship aside, career-wise, if you decide to go into entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship does not work out for you, you are able to come back into your education and just say go look for a job in your area of studies. So it's important to have something to fall back on in life. Don't just be a hollow person who does not have anything that is structured and is stable in their life, that you own, that is only you. Nobody can take it away from you, because money can go, the husband can go, children can leave you, but your education will still be with you, and it will open other doors that you don't know. So
if I understand you, you're saying that the importance of going to school or having an academic background is so that if anything happens, you have something to fall back on. Thank you so much for enlightening that. So what advice would you give learners? There are learners that struggle. There are both male and female that are struggling academically, and it seems as if there's nothing that they can do. What can such people delve into, being an entrepreneur that you are? What can such people do, to build themselves anyways?
I think our education system is quite wrong to say. With me, it doesn't accommodate a person who's within the arts from a young age. We don't throw kids at everything and then want to see, okay, this one, music, is into music. Just go from childhood straight ahead, go to music school. If you are into fashion, straight ahead from kindergarten, go to fashion school. But here we are subjected to being employees. Our education system just tells you either going to be an economist or you're going to be a scientist. Only two things. You do science, economics, and business. Those are the only things that it channels you into. So if I would say to those people that are struggling academically, for door opening purposes, I would say do your metric, at least finish your metric. Make sure you have that certificate, and then pursue everything you want. Find yourself, what is it that you're passionate about, because I know I enjoy doing events, I know doing PR because I like people, I like being around people, I like that, vibe of having to connect people, to bring people together. So when I'm doing it, I don't feel like I'm working because it's fun for me, because I enjoy doing it. But if you want to put me behind a desk and want me to do admin or do what, I get frustrated a lot. So I know, but say, I'm not an office person that will just be working for somebody doing all of these things. But in preparation to doing the stuff that I do, I know I have to sit down and do admin. So that means if I can't do it, I have to find somebody who can do it.
Yeah.
So find something that you are passionate about. Passion, it's the key to having a fulfilled life and a fulfilled career. So if you do not do something that you like, it's you're just gonna be miserable your whole life, your whole career. The whole time you're doing that, you're just going to be miserable. You're not going to enjoy it. You're just going to see it being dragging, life being dragging. You're not achieving anything because your mind is not open to new ideas, to see what you want to be beyond what you are now.
In the reality of things, you know that it's easier said than done. So you realize, okay, I'm struggling with this, and I want to see how I move forward. But the society we're in is shaped to say you must be like this. And because our parents obviously come way back and they have this idea that this and this, things must go in this order for you to actually end up well in life. How do you advise that we, address or explain to our parents so that they see things from our own perspective?
I think it's unfair for parents to want to live their dreams through their kids. I'm a mother. I've been asking my daughter, the eldest one, what do you want to be when you grow up? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. What comes into your mind when you think of a career? She said, yeah, I want to be a chef. Oh, I'm like, oh, you want to be a chef? Oh, okay. With me, I was thinking she's going to be like, I want to be an astronaut or a lawyer or something like. Okay, and I remember like, let me not live my dreams through my child. Let her experiment whatever career she wants to do. If she goes to school 5 years, changing course every year, that's fine. She will finally find something that fulfills her. If the same applies to my son, I will not want to oppose the career that I wished I could have been to my child. So we as parents and our older parents, they need to understand that we are a different breed of children, especially now we are going into a world of technology being the thing that drives the economy and drives the world today. So our kids are not going to be subject to themselves of the old jobs of being a teacher or a nurse or a doctor. Yes, we still need those things, we still need those kind of people. But there's new careers in cybersecurity, AR, there's nanotechnology, there's agriculture, agriculture it's becoming a thing of the modern day for an African child, It's no longer that job like, you're gonna be a farmer wearing that shorts and no. It's not an embarrassing job, but to own a farm, you actually train them to own a farm. So we need to introduce opportunities to young kids at the early age and give them a platter of careers and like you can be whatever you want in life. And we as parents, we need to really, really be understanding of our child. You need to study your child and you look at them and understand, this child is probably going to be a musician. This child is probably going to be this. So I'm just going to support. All we have to do as parents is support.
Definitely. Let's get into this topic of 50-50. As kids are growing, or as young adults, we are growing and we are learning this whole that, when you grow up and probably in a relationship or as a human being, a woman or a guy in the world, there's a thing called 50-50. For the younger ones coming up, how do you explain this to them? Because our parents tried to raise us to be good to other people, and then all of a sudden you're growing up and the society is telling you, no, for a woman you don't need to stand up for a woman to sit, you don't necessarily need to open the door for a woman to get in the car. How do we explain or balance this for the younger ones?
I think it's more of your personality and your character as a person. I can't stand in a bus. I can't sit in a bus, when an elderly person is standing. That's how we reach. It's just good manners, It frustrates me to find a child that is not well mannered and just enters, adults conversation. We're not raised like that. We still have to bring back those manners. With my child, my daughter, I speak once, and that's it. We understand each other. Mommy does not want this. Mommy does not like this, and that's something that you can always pass into your child. So have good manners. Even you are this 50-50 and powerful woman, doesn't mean being powerful you need to disrespect a person. You must just live your life and just be rebellious and be all of that. But you need to be a person that is liked by people, and common ground, just outright respect for everybody. Just respect everybody.
So in conclusion, and to round up everything that we've discussed, what advice would you give to every young child, young adult, early child, a youth, so to say, to how to handle this world with all that is coming at us?
You got to be a biter. You need to go out there and bite. And a bulldog. When you are like sitting and it just comes in and like, where did you get that? And came back with a big steak like this. So we need to be like that in life. You need to go out there and bite the biggest piece of life and then bring it back. Because if you are afraid of challenges, or you are afraid to face your fears, or you are afraid to be ambitious, you still gotta have the minimum things that life is offering you. But if you want bigger things, you need to have courage, you need to have perseverance, you need to be strong. So I would say to young people out there, you need to be strong and don't be afraid to take on challenges. When a challenge comes, just know that it's just here to build you. It's just here to push you a little bit further to the future that you require. Everything you want, speak it into existence. It does. The universe listens, and then the universe does deliver.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your insight and wisdom with us. So here, everyone, there you have it. She has told us basically what we need to keep moving in this world as young adults, as a grown-up, wherever you are in life. You need to find yourself and know that life is not going to give you everything on a platter of gold. You're going to need to fight, and everything will be well. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned.
My teacher always said, a life is not a bed of roses where you can sleep and smell the aroma. You need to wake up and go get what you want, and take those roses and turn them into a perfume that you spray on yourself when you go out to the world.
That's it. I have nothing else to say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yes, social distancing. Thank you once again. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned. Thank you. Bye.